Right now at 6, mass overdose in a Portland park.
If something hasn't opened the window to where we are right now, this probably should.
With 8 young people impacted and the suspected culprit, fentanyl. Then, a decades-long run in the Rose City comes to a screeching halt.
You can only raise your prices so much.
Why a popular sports bar in Southeast is now shutting down. Plus, he may have been the one that let Dame go, though many are giving Rip City's GM top marks.
I just think what he did revitalized the organization. I really do.
Why some say the Blazers' future is now looking bright.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco, and we begin with that mass overdose in Portland's North Park blocks. Portland Fire and Rescue responding to help 8 people this morning in what is believed to be the highest number of overdoses ever in the Rose City on a single call. Let's get right to Daisy Caballero on the edge of Old Town. Daisy, first of all, what do we know about the victims here?
Well, David, all 8 people were in their early 20s or late teens, and they were all given Narcan when paramedics arrived at the scene. They were also said that they had consumed a white substance through their nose. This all happened at around 10 this morning in the area of Northwest Cooch Street in Park Avenue near a playground in the area. Officers initially believed they were called to help one person, but said that changed when they found more young people needing help. Fire officials say these young adults purchased a substance they planned to snort, and that's what officials believe was laced with fentanyl. After being treated with Narcan, 4 of the people were taken to the hospital and 4 others denied further medical treatment. Portland fire official Rick Graves says it's the biggest overdose call he has ever seen since on this job.
It's one of the most dangerous things we do with regard to how we interact in the community, and these people are up all night responding on what we've normalized. And it's unsustainable for our members, it's unsustainable for the community, and I'm hopeful we can find a pathway out of this.
Now, there is no word on the condition of those who were hospitalized, but we will, of course, keep you all updated on air and online at KGW.com. David?
Yeah, you heard Rick Graves there. It is unsustainable. Daisy Caballero on the edge of Old Town. Thank you, Daisy. Let's get to your headlines now, starting with the group of homeless people in Portland. They have filed a lawsuit over the city's daytime camping ban. That ban prohibits camping on public property from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. The lawsuit arguing it violates the state constitution if the city can't ensure the campers have somewhere else to go.
The reason that I jumped in as a declarant on the lawsuit is that everyone belongs somewhere. They have to belong somewhere.
Lawyers representing the plaintiffs are trying to get a temporary restraining order to stop the city from enforcing the ban until that lawsuit is resolved. A spokesperson for the mayor's office tells us they plan to begin enforcement soon and will give the community a 2-week heads up. In Tualatin, students are set to return to Hazelbrook Middle School tomorrow after 2 days of canceled classes. Somebody threatened the school along with administrators at their homes last week. The threats came after a viral video surfaced online of one student attacking another. Some politicize that incident on social media, claiming without evidence the attacker identifies as transgender. We found out the alleged attacker is now facing a criminal investigation. Highway 26 near Welch's is back open after a deadly crash. The crash this morning kept the highway shut down for hours in both directions. ODOT reports a car and truck collided and the truck flipped off the road, spilling fuel. No word yet on a cause, though we expect more details there on Tuesday. More than 400 pharmacy workers with Kaiser Permanente are on a day 2 of a strike now. They're picketing outside 4 pharmacies in the metro area. That strike comes after the union representing the workers accused Kaiser of unfair labor practices. They also accuse Kaiser of trying to deal directly with workers instead of through the union. That strike is set to last 3 weeks.
3 weeks seemed like a good period of time. I mean, you have when you do an unfair labor practice strike, you have to notice, and in healthcare, you have to notice and you have to give a time period. And 3 weeks seemed like a good start.
Well, in a statement to KGW, Kaiser said it put a, quote, solid offer on the table and called the strike premature. Kaiser also said it has plans in place so patients can continue to use their pharmacies. A warning this evening about sewage in the Willamette. The Portland Bureau of Environmental Services is advising people to stay out of the water between the Fremont and Morrison bridges. That's after 11,000 gallons of sewage were dumped into the river after a pump malfunctioned overnight. Officials say while the amount that got into the water is low, they are still advising people and pets to stay out of that stretch. Again, Morrison to Fremont for the next 48 hours. And for the first time in almost 20 years, summer concerts are returning to Providence Park. The Portland Timbers, who call the park home, announced this morning shows will return next year. Rock band Foo Fighters will kick things off. That concert August 16th. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. By the way, Providence Park last hosted an outdoor concert all the way back in 2005. Matt?
Well, that should be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have better weather for that Foo Fighters concert than we had today. I know it's been a rainy one, but we'll start with the temperature. 61 was our high today. That's our coolest day since the 5th of May when we topped out at 60. The day before that, we didn't even hit 60. That's the last time we did not achieve 60 degrees in Portland, but we will in the days ahead. Even tomorrow, we'll climb up to about 64. We'll have some drizzle left over in the morning, then clouds, then the clouds break up. So tomorrow, pretty decent October day, but it gets a whole lot better after that as high pressure will be building in strongly to the northwest, bringing us much warmer and drier weather. So we'll stop talking about rain after tomorrow. So yes, rainy tonight, little morning drizzle, clearing tomorrow afternoon, and after the morning fog clears on Wednesday, then we're off to the races with some really warm weather headed for the 80s, David.
A little bit of bonus summer there. Thank you, Matt. This evening, a local business owner is crediting a Portland police officer for saving his life after he was attacked and held at gunpoint outside his building on the Central East Side. Alma McCarty talked to him this afternoon from his hospital room, where he told her he is broken and bruised, but thankfully alive.
Rinella Produce is a family-owned business that goes back generations in Portland's Central East Side. David Rinella is the owner and tells me on Sunday morning he was inside working on a price list when he heard commotion outside. He went and saw what appeared to be a group of people trying to break into his car around Southeast 3rd and Washington.
You know, I have a right to protect my property, I feel. And really, I should have just called the police. You know, I'm 63 now. I'm not what I used to be.
David Rinella reflecting on the attack outside his business. He talked to me on the phone from inside his hospital room.
They grabbed that bat away from me and then started clubbing me pretty much on the back because I was trying to get up and I couldn't get up. Every time I tried to get up, either I got kicked or hit with a baseball bat.
Rinella says one of his attackers stuck a handgun in his face, demanding the keys.
See all the dings here, and on the side right here, and up the side up here, they dinged it here, trying to get in.
But they didn't get away with it. A PPB officer on patrol in the area found Rinella on the ground, surrounded by 2 armed people, pointing out the damage done to the car.
Right there? Yeah, right here, up here.
Rinella's best friend,
I can't make no excuse for that. It's just,
Fred Pittman,
to me, it's crazy.
Says he's still in shock.
I just couldn't believe it. Unfortunately, they would do that to a guy like that feeds the homeless. He does so much for people. I mean, he gives back so much.
Hey, this is a message from Dave Rinella.
Monday afternoon, from his hospital bed at Legacy Emmanuel, he updated close friends and customers.
In the hospital for the 2nd day. It looks like I got 5 broken ribs and something damaged with the scapula.
He told me he also has a punctured lung. His injuries deemed serious, but not life-threatening.
The officer being there, he saved my life. He saved my life.
Unbelievable. I mean,
and Pittman says his friend's caring nature won't change.
Trying to take care of the community, do the best he can. But what I like about what he told me today, he's not going to stop. Not going to deter him at all. He's going to always give. That's just how he is.
As for the suspects, PPB says that 2 people were arrested on a series of carjacking charges. They say the major crimes team continues to investigate, and they encourage anyone with information who has not yet spoken to police to come forward. In Southeast Portland, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
It is a Rose City spot that's been a hub to watch sports for more than 60 years, and now all of that history, not to mention the cheers and the beers at Claudia's Sports Pub, about to come to an end. Joe Ranieri live inside the pub along Southeast Hawthorne. You can hear the noise of the crowd behind you. I imagine, Joe, this is really tough news for a lot of people to swallow. What is the owner telling you?
Yeah, a lot of people are sad to see this business close, and this has been a fixture in this Southeast Hawthorne neighborhood for over 60 years. And a big reason behind it, David, is two things. First, the crime, and the second, the owner tells me, just the high cost it takes to run business lately. He also says it's really hard to find people who really want to work in full time here. So, but come this Saturday, the owner is holding a final farewell for his customers here. Barton Spathis has worked here at this restaurant since he was a little boy. It was his parents who started this bar in 1958. His own kids have worked here. In fact, 3 of his kids have worked here over the years. Now, over the last 65 years, he says this has been a big section of Hawthorne has changed over the last several years especially. Now, Spathis says it's time to look for something different and to allow someone else to make their own memories here.
So I've been doing it, 45 years, bro. So it's been a long time in this business, and it's like I said, it's just not easy. I mean, I've been working here since I was, I tell people knee high, and my brother and I'd cook in the kitchen on Saturday nights.
And lots of memories here by the patrons and, of course, the owner and his family. Now, the restaurant will officially be closing a week from today, but you can see from this crowd how thankful they are. And earlier this afternoon, I was talking with Martin, the owner here, who says he's been receiving a lot of calls from people wondering just how much longer they're going to be open. And some people are obviously upset because this is a huge part of this community. And I asked him what he plans on doing after his passion, his closing for for almost 50 years for him since he's worked here. He said it really hasn't hit him yet. He said, I'm sure that'll hit him sometime next week when they close. David?
Yeah, they could lock the door, stop pouring the beer, but they cannot take away all of those memories, decades of them. Thank you, Joe. Speaking of sports, we have an update this evening around Grant Bowl. That's the city-owned track and field that is not safe for Grant High teams to play on, though community members can still use it. Right now, negotiations are happening between Portland Public Schools and the Portland Parks Department to turn the bowl over to the school district. Portland Public Schools sent KGW their recent proposal to the Parks Department, which would give the district a 20-year lease on Grant Bowl. Now, PBS would be able to refurbish the track and field and to make other improvements, though discussions about permitting fees are now holding up any agreement.
Parks wants to permit it and keep some of the revenue. PPS wants to permit it and keep all the revenue.
Permitting fees come out to about $30,000 a year. Grant High administrators are hopeful that this will be resolved, and while it will not save the fall sports season, the turf there should be safe to use by late February.